Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalia and this is WildTarot. I am so excited to have you guys back here with me today or tonight, whenever it is that you guys are watching. These are the three piles I have for you guys today. This is from the deck, the Mayan Oracle. Really beautiful images. I feel super drawn to this Oracle deck. And okay, yeah. The question today is, how did you turn your scars into strengths? Depending on how the reading goes, we'll talk about how to bring that back into balance, or what a balance would look like, or depending on like what you need to hear. And then we'll finish the reading with some advice and closing messages from Spirit. So take your time, check out the piles, and I'll see you in your reading. Bye. Hi, pile number one. You chose cacao, food of the gods. So the cacao is actually how you get chocolate. Just a quick disclaimer. The way I do my readings is mostly focusing on intuitive readings. I use the deck, like tarot decks, to show me messages. But 80% of the time is messages that I am hearing or I am seeing. And I just use the tarot deck to kind of convey some of those messages that I am seeing. So for this card specifically, and today we're going to be using the White Newman, a Sacred Animal Tarot deck. I'm going to be using this one for all the piles. I think it'll be the best one for this kind of reading. The question we have is, how did you turn your scars into strength? First, we're going to do some messages to just make sure that it resonates with you and you found the right pile. If those messages don't resonate with you, feel free to check out some of the other piles, maybe another one that you felt called to only, and see if that message resonates with you in that first check. So what I'm getting is that you are somebody who comes from a family from people who are gifted, and this family doesn't have to be just like your usual family unit, the way society deems it to be, like that's your family. It could be soul family, but it seems like the people in this unit that you belong to, seem to be pretty gifted in some way. They seem to have been given a gift in some way. And I keep hearing like sitting on a gold mine. This doesn't have to be monetarily. I know that gold implies, damn, I forgot the word. I know that gold would make you think that it would be like money, but this could also be a wealth of knowledge. This could be some sort of piece of wisdom that truthfully could be way more valuable than a literal pile of gold. Because of me saying it like that, it sounds like you are the kind of person that would understand that there are some things in life that money does not buy, and it's something that you could be gifted, literally just gifted with in life, or something that you had to work hard to obtain. So this gift, or these gifts that your family has, it seems like they're pretty rooted. This is something that, like, again, these could be spiritual gifts. These could be very physical gifts, like something that you can see, touch, sort of thing. Maybe someone's pretty physically talented, things like that. I think most of your family is gifted, not all of your family. And I don't think all of your gifted family is using their gift to benefit, let's say, like everyone, like for the good of all. I think some of them might just be, one, unaware that it's a literal gift, let's say from the universe, or whatever it is that you believe in, whatever greater being out there that you believe in, whatever greater source that you believe in. Some of them might not see it like that, and might not be really too bothered with using their gifts to benefit someone else other than themselves. But that is pretty much their journey. They have their own, let's say, direction for life. Yours seems pretty different than that. Yours seems pretty focused, pretty linear, and it looks like you came here to do something important and you take that very seriously. Let me get a sip of water and we'll pull. And if that sounds like you, then this is your pile. And I will be reading your the tarot next to talk about how did you turn your scars into strength. And then after, we'll finish off with some advice from Spirit. Okay, Spirit, how did pile number 1 turn their scars into strengths? 3 of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords. The World. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. Okay. Okay, pile 1. So the message that I'm getting is with the 3 of Swords, that in reverse, it looks like you might have hurt someone that you love. And this, let's say, betrayal took a real toll on you. It was self-sabotage. It was painful. It was I don't think you were unaware that you were doing it, but I think you were unaware of the consequences of how much this would truly hurt this other person. I think that this is someone that you really care about, someone that maybe you were married to, or you had a commitment to, or you had a commitment to them. Someone who really took care of you. I'm seeing like bracelets. Maybe they gifted you a bracelet, maybe a pearl like necklace. Seeing like round chain almost. But there's love here. This is someone that you love and you care for. And it seems like there was like so much pain inside that it was almost like I'm seeing someone with their eyes covered with like holding a sword, and you know, like in the dark, and they're just kind of swinging it around and not really like knowing what they're hitting. Now I'm kind of seeing like how in like, I'm not laughing at you, I just, you know, the images I'm seeing are like kind of joyful. Now there I'm seeing like a piñata, like in the Hispanic community, how you have, or Latino community, how you hit like a piñata and your eyes are closed and you're just kind of swinging it around the stick to see if you can hit the piñata. But you don't really know what you're hitting. You can do a lot of damage. And in that kind of scenario, the goal is to hit the piñata so that, you know, the candy comes out, everybody's happy, everybody's like, you kind of set everyone free sort of thing, because now the event is over and you just go pick up the candies and everybody gets some candy. Sometimes there's money in there. People go pick up the money. It gets really messy, to be completely honest. But I'm seeing like chaos afterwards, like all this family involved, cheering, and there's madness, sort of like it could be a joyful occurrence. But when it comes to the Three of Swords, like it's almost like you couldn't really see the damage that you were doing. You were acting out of fear and kind of just swinging this sword around, and it looks like you might have really done some damage on someone that you love and care for, without knowing. Like, I don't think it was intentional, but I do think that you knew you've hurt them the first time. It looks like it was maybe a couple of times. Like your actions might have hurt, or maybe for some of you guys it was just once, but it looks like you at some degree knew that your actions could have some negative effects on this person, but I don't think you knew to the extent that that was going to be. And I think that guilt was something that was kind of eating you alive, like on the inside. And it really doesn't matter how much you were like apologetic, and express how, you know, like express how sorry you were. It didn't really change anything, because you were kind of still holding on to the sorry guys, I'm just trying to see something. Yeah, I think this is someone that you really like care about, someone who you even believe to be someone really kind and honest, and maybe even someone gifted themselves, like someone who seems to be connected to spirit as well, someone who really was vulnerable with you and open, and maybe has even acknowledged and forgiven you, or has given some kind of show that they do not hold this against you. How you turn this scar into strength, it seems like you really, really crawled your way out of this this moment in your life. You took accountability. The moment I put the Ace of Swords down on the table, I saw the word accountability. You really took action. You really, and it didn't seem easy. Like this was not easy. I'm literally seeing like nails, almost like leaving traces behind, deep traces behind of the momentum of pulling the mud behind you just so you can gain a few inches forward. So it really, really took a lot of inner work, and it took a lot of saying out loud the mistakes that you made. And it's almost like that rain that was like so coming on so hard, that was blinding and almost like drowning you, and keeping you from being able to go anywhere else. It seems like it, like that rain like lifted, and it was almost like, you know how people say like the seas parted and you were able to see clearly, a moment, a chance to truly show up and really become the person that you could be. And it looks like you really took that chance, and you continue to choose those moments every single time that they came. Not every single time, where nobody's perfect, but you really took accountability for the moments that you didn't. You, instead of dwelling in that guilt and that pain and that heavy like emotion of holding the hurt that you caused somebody, you really, really took a good look at yourself, and you crawled your way out. And it's like, it seems like this moment kind of helped shape you. And I'm not saying that, this is something, you did something good here or something like that. I'm just saying that in this, this true moment of realizing how the unawareness of self harmed another human being, who, it doesn't even have to be a human being, it could be like a member of your family, like a pet or something, but it sounds like there was some kind of, it could have been emotional, it could have been like a verbal, something like that, pain or betrayal, that you caused upon this person, is something that you held on to, that guilt, that pain, that how could I have done this to you? It really was like anchoring you down. And you learn to find those moments in which they say like almost like a portal opens, because there's like two decisions you got to make, and sometimes they go quick. This is fast stuff. There's these two decisions that you got to make, and you have to ponder on, do I do what's beneficial for me, or do I do what's beneficial for all of us? What's beneficial for the greater good of society? And it looks like you have really, really, really taken not only accountability, but like with with great power comes great responsibility sort of moment. And it was not easy. Like, your programming, let's say, kind of kept pushing you to make a decision that kept leading towards something that just was not going to be sustainable. And it was something like a lifeboat, like you were just stuck in survival mode. And now you're choosing spaces in which not only do you take the time to build a boat, but you are hoping that you can save some of those people who are also stuck at sea, or maybe inspire some of those people by choosing to do what is right, like in your heart, what your heart is calling you to do, whether that is be vulnerable, whether that is speaking your truth, whether that is showing up authentically, whether that is being vulnerable with somebody. I think I already said that. My bad. So yes, so this is a moment that you are quite skilled at this now. This is something that you are now mastered, like that space, that moment in time in which there's a decision to be made. You have now you have like a good track record of like choosing what's better for the greater good, not just yourself. But it's not like you're leaving yourself behind. There's like a good balance here of taking care of myself and making sure that I show up for others. Then we have the card, the World. This talks about completions. This talks about the end of a cycle. This talks about community at large. This talks about our little earth at large, it seems like, you know, Spirit really wants to give you your flowers. They really want to congratulate you on this amazing skill that you have developed from something that was so painful to you and your loved one. Like, this was something, it could have been a family member as well. This is something that I'm hearing that it might be something that you were healing for your lineage, but like maybe a toxic trait. And, you know, the word toxic is like, you know, thrown around all the time now, but maybe it was like a pretty negative trait from your family that you were able to literally, instead of holding the flame down and keeping everybody down, you were able to flip that. And now there's this beautiful inspiration of holding a light so gently and thriving in this space so well that it truly does inspire the people around you to want to do better, to choose to do better, to take care of themselves, to take care of their body, to take care of their mental health, to really take some time for self-care, to make sure that they're being open and vulnerable and their unique self, and staying connected to the messages that Spirit is trying to bring forward towards for them, and really trying to show people in those moments of darkness how a clean, cut through moment of truth can be exactly what that space needs in order to shift that energy into saving, or not saving, but like, what's the word? Into allowing other people who are stuck in this space to see what it looks like when someone is brave enough to take accountability, what it looks like when someone is brave enough and vulnerable enough, because there is so much strength in vulnerability. There is so much that goes into feeling so safe within self, feeling so badass within self that you're able to be vulnerable with other people. And that even though that is truly, truly scary for some people, knowing that no matter how that goes, you're going to be able to take care of yourself, even if you put yourself out there and it's not received the way that you think that it will. It seems that that was something that was out of reach for a lot of people, maybe for yourself as well, and you're truly, truly inspiring people to be themselves, to show up, to do the work, because it could benefit them in more ways than they know. Okay, so let's find out what guidance Spirit has for you to close this out. Oh yes, let's do cat wisdom. All right, pile number one. That was I think people sometimes are, I want to say, like a little cruel when it comes to when we make mistakes. I think it's because so many people like don't take the accountability of saying like, yeah, you know, I messed up. I shouldn't have done that. That is so scary sometimes, and people get stuck in that space of like, I can't admit that I'm wrong, because it would then kind of crumble the reality that I live in, and I don't want people to see me that way. And you really took that scar and turned it into a beautiful, beautiful strength. Number one, I'm sorry, pile one. That sounded like some divergent, like number 4. All right, so cat wisdom oracle. Spirit, can you please give me a closing advice for pile number 1? Spirit, closing advice for pile number 1. doing low lighting because I have all my windows open. It's pretty late, and I might as well just have my neighbors sitting here because they got rid of some fencing and now they're pretty exposed. So low lighting is pretty vibey for me anyway. So honestly, this is where I feel at home. I feel like a little bat. Yeah, just a little bit about myself. Number 8. Maybe the number 8 is significant for you guys. Oh my God, that was so fast. There's a brown kitty on here. Brown kitties are pretty rare. And they're freaking beautiful kitties. I have one. So I'm a little biased, but your card says, asking for love. You don't always have to be self-reliant. Number 8. Your advice from Spirit is asking for love. You don't always have to be self-reliant. Do not deprive yourself of that hug you so badly need, because surely those around you will be more than happy to offer their affection. Do not waste your time pretending to be self-sufficient. That is beautiful. Pile number 1. Your advice is the people around you. I know I can hear someone saying like, I am scared of hurting someone again for things that I am unaware of, for maybe toxic patterns that I have yet to see about myself. And the truth is that we really don't know. There's so many things about us that we will not be able to work on until we have like that other specific person who either triggers that in us or is telling us like, hey, this is something that you do. Why do you do this? Or really being in those moments in which we can see a mirror of ourselves. So there's no way that you would be able to work on everything, let's say, quote unquote, that you need to work on by yourself. And it is an injustice to deprive yourself of feeling love just because of fear of hurting the other person. I think that there are people around you who are ready to love you and ready to have been like wanting more of you, more of affection from you, maybe are willing to meet you there at a more vulnerable level, at a more intimate level. And I think that maybe sometimes you're scared of like hurting someone again, but you've done a whole lot of work, and you don't have to be alone for fear of hurting someone. Sometimes hurting someone is inevitable, as you know. But that does not mean that you do not deserve love. It would be a different story if you didn't take accountability for your actions and you didn't want to grow and be a better person. That would be a different story. You are actively choosing to be better every single day. And again, healing every single day is wild. Like, you don't have to do that every day. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes we do need rest. Sometimes we do need to go hermit mode and like focus on self. But even then, asking for love is not a weakness. Asking for love from someone who has made a mistake in their past and has worked and literal crawled their way out of this space that they were in, that person, if you were listening to a story about someone like that, I do believe that if you really resonated with their heart and your heart, you would believe that your heart deserves to be loved and held and appreciated for all the wonderful things that they are. You are not just that mistake. You are not just that moment in time. You are all of it. All of the beautiful times that you showed up for yourself, all of the beautiful times that you took care of others, all the beautiful times that you really connected with self and chose to step out of toxic patterns or limit. Sorry about that. Pile 1, apparently my camera overheated. I'm trying out a new camera, so I'm seeing how this works. But yeah, it overheated. I'm literally inside with the AC. What's going on? Um, anyways, what I was just saying is, yeah, you broke out of some pretty big chains. So you definitely deserve to be loved. You definitely deserve to have somebody there to hold you as well. All right, Paul One, those are your messages. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. If you liked your reading and it resonated with you, please leave a like, leave a comment, and just tell me, you know, if there was a part where you're like, oh my God, this is me, or if there was a part like, yeah, this doesn't resonate with me, I don't, or if you like the reading, this kind of reading, I can keep doing that. Honestly, the question just kind of came to me, and I thought that would be something really beautiful to do. If you did like it, please let me know, and subscribe to my channel so you can check out more of my readings once I post them. All right, I'll see you next time. Thank you so much, pile number one. Love you so much. You are a freaking baddie, and you deserve to be loved. You deserve to feel loved, and thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, pal number two. You chose the Kukumats, the Feather Serpent, number 23. Just a quick disclaimer. The way that I do my readings is pretty much 80% of it will be intuitive, so things that I'm seeing or things that I'm hearing. And then I will use the tarot deck to kind of guide me through the, let's say, through this message. If you were more interested in like your typical like tarot reading, like reading the cards, I do encourage you to check out some of the other amazing tarot readers. ASO Tarot's really talented. Kino Tarot's super talented as well. Happy Souls 1111, and she is amazing. Those are some really good tarot deck readers, and I do believe they do intuitive messages, but I do also believe they have a more structured way of like reading the cards. Super talented if you want to check them out. But as far as this one, I will only be using the cards to kind of give me an idea of what the message is, and just really letting the rest of the intuitive messages come without the cards. I'm super happy that you're here. You seem super fiery, honestly. I think you're like perhaps you have a lot of fire in your chart, or you're a fire sign. Your sun's in a fire sign like Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. So how could I forget Leo? Yeah, the moment I started setting up for your reading, it was like I got like this like there was like a high energy going through my body. I almost like my leg is kind of like shaking just because there's so much energy going through my body right now. That's pretty cool. The fire signs are, oh, look at this. There are two little dragons right here. This one's from the Museum of Anthropology in Ciudad de Mexico, and this one's a Mayan deck. So Mexica and Mayan culture both have the feather serpent. Okay, so let's use the White Newman, a Sacred Animal Tarot deck to get some messages for you. What I am seeing with your initial card is, again, super fiery person. What we're trying to find out right now is how did you turn your scars into strength? But we'll first do like check of like it's not an energy check, it's more like who you are, or a message that would resonate with you for you to know that this is your pile or not. So I'm seeing obviously the color red a lot, like just fire and flames and exciting, joyful, passion, creativity, kind of dreamy person. It does seem like you are pretty let's say like you are pretty happy about your roots, where you come from, who you are, your culture. That's something that is pretty important to you. Something that you find truly valuable, and something that really resonates with you is your culture, and how, even though it might be different than what society deems as valuable or important to you, that is one of the most important and valuable things, because it connects you to the earth. It connects you to a time a time of before. I'm seeing some cultures, maybe Chinese. I'm seeing something of kind of cultures that are where your belief system really comes from, let's say, pretty strict values that you were raised with because of your culture. And even the way that you speak, even the way that you express yourself is shaped by your culture, by things that you've seen in the home that truly affected you. And it seems like even though you're really happy and proud of where you come from, there are some things that were harmful from maybe a belief system that your family had because of where they're from, their culture. This could be someone who resonates with being and who had to immigrate to a different place. Maybe this is somebody who their family is like, let's say, second, third generation, but you really do feel connected to the roots of your ancestors. And it seems like maybe even if your family wasn't aware that their behavior came from more of a cultural background than, just out of thin air or whatever, you seem to really be connected to the why your family seems to behave that way, or the people around you seem to behave that way, and you seem to be connecting it to more of a cultural understanding. And even then, it's not the cultural understanding that they have. It's not being told from first person. It seems to be like it's being told from a second person. What I mean by that, it's, how sometimes people say the victor writes history, and they kind of paint it to be to their advantage. That seems to be the case here. Something that you are seeing, that perhaps the history that you've family has been exposed to, or that the things that you do know from your culture, it seems like you see that they have been influenced by those who have decided to keep the true power and nature of your culture pretty quiet and under wraps and hidden behind shiny things to keep the people occupied. Pile number 2, you're my kind of people. It's kind of hard to exist in a world like that, but if you resonate with that, if that is someone that you resonate with, or maybe someone that you know, and this is hitting home for you, then let's go ahead and dive into the tarot and see how did you turn your scars into strength. Spirit, how did pile number 2 turn their scars into strength? Spirit, please show me the messages that pile 2 needs to hear about how they turned their scars into strength. Spirit, how did pile 2 turn their scars into strength? Ace of Swords, the Star. One more card, please, Spirit. How did pile 2 turn their scars into strength? Wow. All right. Just give me a moment. I'm hearing the song I Walk Alone, like, I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. And literally the moment I saw the Ace of Swords, I'm like, wow, because it seems like right out of the gate, you had like a knowing. It seems like, I know sometimes people refer to like the Harry Potter invisibility cloak of like shielding or even like covering some sort of truth, but it seems pretty intentional. It doesn't seem like it's something. Sorry about that, pile 2. Just turned on some lights. It's getting a little dark in here, but yeah, the moment I saw the Ace of Swords, I realized that this was pretty much something that you knew out. You came with this truth. Oh, sorry about that. Just had to turn on some lights, and apparently turn on my mic because it was off. So yeah, with this Ace of Swords, I'm seeing that this is something that there's like a truth, like a knowing that you kind of had since forever, since you could remember, kind of thing. A knowing of a truth that it seemed to cut people when you spoke it before. So you kind of started shielding it, almost like covering it. I'm seeing like the Harry Potter invisibility cloak sort of thing, just so you can get by, because it seemed like this truth, this wisdom or knowing seemed to cut people when or let's say like hurt people when you spoke it. So you kind of learned to stay quiet, learn to maybe use it as a weapon when needed, or kind of used it to turn to self. It looks like this is something that people might see as like a threat. So instead of being like this walking threat into like every room, you decided that you weren't going to get rid of this truth. It's not like you were going to turn the blind eye to this truth, but it was something that you understood that not a lot of people could handle, and it is something that you need to, like, let's say, wield responsibly. But it's something that needs to be honored, and something that needs to be that you are thankful for having this truth. But again, it hurts to hold this. I think by wielding this truth, by having this wisdom, and not understanding that not everybody else has this right out the gate, you might have been in a lot of situations in which people wanted to control that truth, wanted to control that wisdom, take it for themselves, let's say, steal it from you, snuff it out. Perhaps there was some envy. Perhaps there were some pretty powerful people who looked at you as a threat. So it does look like you faced some pretty difficult times holding this truth that people seem to want to take from you and snuff it out, or have control of it for themselves. And this left you pretty scarred up, because when you trigger these kinds of people who are looking to control others or control a truth and the way that it's spoken, and or the ears that hear it, these people do not take kindly to someone having this knowledge right out the get-go, having this knowledge without, let's say, what people would consider quote unquote working for it, or having this ancient knowledge that seems to threaten their plans or their stability or their reality. So they would cut back. They would hurt you back. And it wasn't just one person, and it wasn't just two. So through these interactions, with the knowingness that you had to shield yourself, shield this truth, this knowledge that you had, and really honor the gift that you had by hiding it from others. But you did not hide it from yourself. I'm seeing the hermit, so you would literally take this gift that was given to you, this knowledge, this knowing, and you would then turn it inwards and really question why you do things, why things happen, earth, learning, art, messages that you would get from spirit. You really use this tool to your advantage and to shape your life. And you kind of have turned out to be really inspiring for people. Like you turned to yourself and poured all this love, all this knowledge, all this wisdom into yourself. And it's not like you kept this truth or this knowing from like other people that were inquisitive about this knowledge that you had. Like you would share it with people, but only specific people and people who seemed like a safe space for you, someone that could really hold that knowledge, that like you became pretty responsible of the power that you yield. So it looks like it then in turn, now people have a very physical representation of this knowledge and this truth, because you yourself are someone who has become, with the star, someone who is hopeful and who inspires that hope in others. And hope is not something that is easy to come by, let alone for someone to inspire within others, especially when times could be pretty dark. Hope is a lifeline for people. So you seem to be someone that people look to for inspiration. Perhaps they ask you for advice, because it seems like even those people that have cut you in the past, let's say, because they were triggered, because maybe there was an unhealed part of them that felt attacked and they attacked back, whatever that case may be. It seems like these people now look to you as not just inspiration, but might even ask for advice on like, how would you deal with this? What would you do with that? And the way that you turn these scars, because it's not just one, but multiple scars, the way that you turn these scars into strength, it really was pouring that knowledge and that love back into self, being this glowing, let's say, star in a dark sky, where people can use this guidance on literally maybe taking steps in the dark, but following that star, because it seems to have worked out beautifully for you, and they can admit that, maybe not to you, but to themselves. Maybe not even to the, no, that 100% they admit it to themselves. This is something that they know to be true, and they want to they know that it's not something that you are going to give away. This is not something that you can, let's say, give away. It's something that there's a knowing, there's a almost like a moment of recognition of quote unquote truth. And they're looking at you to kind of like show the steps, or to figure out the steps that you took so that they can also have this for themselves without like obviously taking it away from you, because it's something that you are so much in your power about it that there is just no way that anyone could ever take this away from you. With the sun here, I see that you, how do I put this? You are unique. You are somebody who brings so much joy into so many people's lives, but not even just that, like joy into your life. You have really crafted a beautiful life for yourself, full of passion and joy and hope and freedom. And that extends not just outwardly to the people in your circle, but even the people in their circle, the people in those people's circles. Like this is something that affects different communities, not just yours. This power that you've now have been able to, because before it's like you didn't really know who you can speak truth to. You didn't even know that it would trigger people, so you just kind of spoke your mind and started getting cut and then would hold it back. And then you have this very undeniable image of just, there's obviously something that you're doing that is leading you towards making these decisions rather than these other ones. And obviously your track record shows that you seem to know what you're doing. But not only that, like you're making the, let's say, quote unquote right choices in life. These are choices that are bringing you so much joy and so much of that beautiful energy that it's even spilling out in abundance to those around you. My next question was going to be like how to bring something like this into balance, but it seems like you have been pretty careful in crafting these spaces for you where you feel safe and when you feel validated and welcomed and loved. And honestly, the only thing I could say is stepping out of, if you are in some sort of isolation, maybe stepping out and allowing people to show you their glow as well might be beneficial, might be even inspiring for you, and just living in that joy of connectedness with others. So let's find out what message, what advice or closing message Spirit has for you. And for that, we're going to be using let's do the Cat Wisdom Oracle. These are pretty short, but they're pretty cute. You know what? Let's do the Time Traveler's Oracle for you. Those are kind of longer, but they have a beautiful way of like depicting moments in time, like with images and storytelling, that I do think this is something that you would resonate with. Maybe some message in here for you. Let me just shuffle these really quick. All right, Spirit, please give me the messages. All right. Advice for pile 2. Messages they need to hear. Any advice that they need to hear for pile 2, Spirit, please. Pile 2, Spirit. Messages or advice that pile 2 needs to hear. Oh, that's something flipped. Pile 2 needs to hear, please, Spirit. Ooh. Oh my God, you got the sun twice. Look at that. That's crazy. Wow. Validated AF. That's insane. Oh my God. Okay. So you have focus and vitality. Sun in this one. Oh my God, it says China right here. That's literally what we were talking about over here. Woo. All right, 15 and 44. Maybe those messages are, or those numbers resonate with you. Maybe they mean something to you. Number 15 and 44. All right. You know what? Let's read. No, we have focus right here. Let's do focus first. Focus in China. All right, we arrived in China around 500 CE within the walls of Shaolin Buddhist temple at the foot of Wuru Peak in the sacred Songshan Mountain. The energy here is rarefied and pristine. We watch the monks in the open air courtyard as they do their martial arts forms. It looks like they are dancing. We are impressed with their flexibility, strength, and focused intent. Buddhism is a peaceful religion with an emphasis in non-violence and vegetarianism, yet it also acknowledges that there are times in life to defend yourself and others. One of the monks sits behind us and tells us that Shaolin style is one of the oldest and most revered methods of Kung Fu. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing these things. I'm not sure how to pronounce them. I'm doing my best, so I apologize if I am. He says it is more than just a martial art. It is a spiritual pursuit. It was developed by its patriarch, Bodhidharma, who spent 9 years meditating in a cave. He points to the mountain to show us where the cave was. We are both in awe as we watch. This type of martial art seems almost mystical in the focus, rapid speed and grace within a practitioner can disarm an opponent. Okay, the Time Traveler's message. This card is reminding you to focus on what is worthwhile and splendid. Literally what we were talking about. So taking all this knowledge, all this beautiful wisdom and pouring it into self, and then having the discernment of who to spend your time with, who to share this with, who is safe enough to share this with, literally what they're talking about. And it is like, you could use this as a weapon. Sometimes you do have to defend yourself, but knowing when that time is needed, when time has arrived to use this as a weapon, or when it's something that you need to shield and care for and keep safe. I'm lost. Let's see. Oh, this card is reminding you to focus on what is worthwhile and splendid. Let go of everything else. The secret behind the true manifestation is disciplined focus. What you direct your attention towards is what you create. When you direct your thoughts towards good, you're more likely to attract positive experiences to your life. Even if there are times when it seems like your focus isn't working, things are germinating beneath the surface of your life. If you find yourself feeling scattered, choose one thing and direct all your attention on it. Diminishing activities. I do want to say, just a little pause, that when I started this reading, there was this influx of energy, and I felt it in my body, and I had to keep when you tap your or bounce your knee, I literally could not stop doing that in the beginning of the reading. I hope I mentioned it, but I don't think I did. So yeah, definitely there's a whole lot of energy right now that you, let's say, holding, not in a bad way, you're just holding it. But if you find yourself feeling scattered, choose one thing and direct all your attention on it. Diminish activities that distract you. They dilute your energy and inner power. Concentrate on what you desire rather than on what you don't want. And if you stay focused on one goal, it's just a matter of time until miracles occur in your life. Occur. Sorry, I'm English language learner. English second language learner, ESL kind of thing. But I think that this is something that you have been doing. This is something that you literally have been doing pretty much your entire life, just focusing on the truth, the knowing, sorry about that, pal, too. My camera overheated. But yes, this is something that you have been doing. Let's read number 44 for you. the sun. And again, you got the sun twice. That's crazy. Today, let's travel to the sun. Yes, the sun, the star at the center of our solar system. It is a star, literally. Just mentioned the star. The center of our solar system. It is the most potent symbol of vitality that we have. Even though physically we can't go there, our spiritual bodies can enter into this radiant mass. Without the energy of the sun, there would be no life on Earth. Physically, it's a ball of searing hot plasma, radiating its energy in all directions, even from 93 million miles away from Earth. The sun has enough energy to evaporate water from our lakes to form the clouds. It brings heat and energy to give both life and harm. I know. How could we possibly go to the sun on a time travel journey? Keep in mind that the sun is both a physical star in the sky as well as a profound etheric energy that has been a source of awe since the beginning of humankind on the planet. Numerous cultures have worshipped the sun as a god. Today, as we travel into the heart of that vibrant energy, we can feel its incredible, potent life force, vitality, and pure raw energy for ourselves. We see why people venerated it as a god. Time Traveler's message. This is truly a time of expansion. Don't hold back. Your ability to sense and respond to the energy fields around you is expanding. Oh my God. So you're getting better at what you were doing, the discernment that you have. You're getting even better at it. That is crazy. You're pretty impressive, pal, too. The sun symbolizes energy, positive clarity, and confidence. If I'm just gonna stop right here. If this message is resonating with you, and this is something that you definitely feel in your bones coming, you definitely feel this expansion coming. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear about it. The sun symbolizes energy, positivity, clarity, and confidence. Sunshine can bring about self-assurance and joy. Vitality, health, abundance, passion, and love are all expanding in your life. If you've been thinking about stepping into the role of healer, this is your time. This is also a sign to look to your own desires. Do not be a wilting flower about letting others do not be a wilting flower about letting others know what you need. Allow your emotions the freedom to be expressed. It's important to know that you do not need to run on your own resources. Simply allow yourself to be a channel for the life force energy of the universe to flow through you and replenish your soul and the souls of those around you. What an amazing, very, very accurate to our reading kind of message. Thank you so much, Pile 2, for letting me read for you. I really enjoyed the little burst of ball of energy that you seem to carry so gracefully and so well. Thank you so much for the work that you do. It seems like you're really healing at a mass level, the people around you and the people around them. So you're doing a whole lot of work, pouring into yourself, being very. Sorry about that, pal, too. My camera keeps overheating, which is so funny since the first interruption was I needed more light, and the second interruption and the third one were just about my camera overheating. Now we're talking about the sun and the light and being so bright. All right, just very impressed by you, pal, too. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. If the reading resonated with you, please leave a like. Leave a comment or subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any readings. I cannot wait to see you guys again in a different reading. Thank you so much for being here. Loved your energy. You're pretty impressive, pile number 2. And thank you for the work that you do. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. If you felt drawn to pile number 3, your card is E, Road Wildcat, with the number 12. So our question is, how did you turn your scars into strength? So just a little brief explanation of how I read tarot. It's mostly, I would say 80% intuitive. I really do allow the cards to kind of set the scene, and then I allow messages to come to me either through maybe I'm seeing something or hearing something, and then I'll explain those messages to you guys as best as I can. But do know that this is, these are messages for collective, and maybe not all messages resonate with you. If something does resonate with you, you will feel it. And even if it's a hard message, there will be like not an anxious knowing. It will be more of like a calm, grounded knowing. So if there are some hard messages, I didn't feel the need to say all of this in the other piles, but if there are some harder messages on for your reading, I do want you to know that I will do my best to be as kind and gentle as I can. But I do think that some messages we do need to hear. So I will do my best to be able to give those messages to you without holding anything back, because I think that, I'm making this decision that I don't think you can handle it, or whatever. I don't want to impose my will on you, so I will make sure to oh, excuse me, to give you the messages that you need to hear, and make sure that I can provide some sort of help and guidance. And please feel free to check out my other videos. I'm hoping that the themes are more like this, kind of helping people see the light in the dark spaces, and kind of gain the understanding of how beautiful that could be. It seems like I'm like gonna be sneezing and maybe a couple of burps, or maybe burping a lot in this pause. So I am really sorry about that. I did not feel like this until I started the reading. So maybe like some allergies or something like that. It almost feels like maybe you're dealing with some allergies. Maybe you're not feeling too great physically. I actually do think that that's a message. I think that maybe you're trying not to pay too much attention to the wounds that your body has been carrying, and kind of just keep your head up and keep moving. But it is important to take some time and reconnect with yourself, reconnect with the magic of who you are, so that those steps that you take are now more steady, more grounded in self-love. Because if you keep looking up and trying not to look down at the steps that you're taking, and let's say out of sight, out of mind, the wounds or the pain in your body that you're feeling, if you keep ignoring that, all you're doing is showing, to yourself and to your reality that whatever it is that you're chasing, whatever it is that you're looking towards, whatever, say, northern star you're walking towards, is more important than self, than care, than the body that you were given. And that it's almost a disservice to yourself. Sorry about that. I have this, what would you call this? Like this fountain farm, like this standing farm, and it's currently watering my plants, so that's what you're hearing in the background. So I apologize for that. Okay, I tried to cut as much as that, as much as I could from the fountain. Hopefully it wasn't too annoying, so I am sorry about that. Okay, with Road E Wildcat number 12, maybe the number 12 is significant to you. What I'm getting from this card, and first we'll do like, let's say almost like an energy check, or just like something that lets you know that this is your pile. If you don't resonate with that, I feel free to look at the other piles, see if maybe there's a message there for you. If there's no message there for you, I do think maybe this will not be the reading for you this time, but hopefully next time. Okay, so for E Road Wildcat, what I'm getting is there seems to be like a pretty dark space kind of in the shadows where it's like physically you keep moving, but like spiritually or emotionally you've made a home of the, like, in the dark spaces, which honestly is pretty understandable. It does seem like you've been through a lot, and maybe it's more like it almost feels like if you keep your head up, and I don't like in the clouds pretty much. If you keep your head in the clouds and you keep it moving and you ignore the signs that your body is telling you, that maybe you'll be able to walk far enough or long enough to reach this light that you keep heading towards. I did mention like a northern star. I don't usually talk like that, so that's pretty interesting. I think that you're hoping that what is needed is physical action, and you're kind of putting your body to like perform a test that is not being, it doesn't require the physical body, the, let's say, quote unquote test, because that's, I know that some people like that's how they kind of understand progress in self betterment. Those moments in which you have two decisions, you make one, and if you make the right one you see good results, if you make the wrong one you see negative results, or maybe no results, or stagnation, or stuckness, confusion. It seems like maybe in your life there's been so much pain, so much darkness, that you've had to almost create this livable space in that darkness. And it's not like you want to stay there. It's not like you want to be in the dark, in the shadows. You are hoping for a better future, and hoping that you can push your body long enough to achieve it. But this isn't a job for the physical body. This is a job for your emotional body, your spiritual body to kind of take on. And it seems like I'm almost seeing like, when you don't really want to like deal with like you don't really want to like deal with like kids, and you give them like an iPad. It feels like you put like an iPad on your like spiritual body and your emotional body, or even mental body. You've kind of set them down, and you were like, okay kids, I'm gonna go do some run some errands, do real boring stuff, you guys just sit here. And it's like they're just sitting there watching like random stuff on like their iPad or whatnot. It's basically the feeling there is, let me keep you entertained with something that's not really gonna do anything. It's not gonna, there's no substance, so that I can push myself, my body, to achieve this goal. And then I can have some time to deal with you kids, basically with you guys. And I do think it's those three things: emotional, spiritual, and mental body. It seems like you got all these 3 kids watching something random on the iPad, um, um, while you take care of business, basically, while you push your body to the limits to achieve what it is that you've been dreaming of, what it is that you feel called to holding in your hands, what you feel like. Honestly, there's like a really magical, and I didn't get it on the other piles, but there's like a veil of like magic in this pile for sure. I don't know if you're aware of it. I don't know if you would call it magic. And truthfully, magic just really is just technology that we don't understand. We don't have the science really just explains why things happen or how things happen, but it really doesn't take the magic portion out of it. Like the moon controlling the tides in the ocean, that is magic. Do we have science to explain it? Absolutely, but that doesn't make it any less magical. So I did feel the need to say that. Yeah, there's definitely some magic in this pile, but you're kind of leaving more than half of the team behind. And when it comes to something as beautiful, and I wanted to say pure, but it's not that it's pure like in the way that we humans see something pure and hope to impact some change and have our, let's say, like, we feel like we must own certain magical, like, say, spaces or natural resources and things like that. It's not that kind of pureness. It's like magic is so vulnerable and authentic, and just this space of freedom and expansion. And it seems like you have some sort of awareness of that, more than most, honestly. It's like you're plugged in, but you kind of just need a little bit more guidance to truly get or some of you guys may have the guidance, and it's just that you're not like, that's not how you learn. Like, you don't have the correct guidance. Like, if your learning styles are different than how you're coming across information, it seems like you're having a little trouble incorporating that. So if that sounds like you, pile number 3, then this is your reading. If it doesn't sound like you, that one's pretty, honestly, it feels a little specific. So if none of that resonated with you and you're just kind of like confused and you don't know what I'm talking about because none of it makes sense, again, I don't think that this is your pile. Try another pile that maybe you felt called to, maybe 1 or 2, like maybe pile 1 or pile 2. But yeah, okay. So for those of you guys who are here and who do resonate with that, let's find out, how did you turn your scars into strength? Pile number 2, I really want to tell you, pile number 3. Maybe there it's pile number 2 where you have messages, but pile number 3, I really do want to say how beautiful it is to have this kind of hope and dreams in your eyes. It seems like you might even inspire others to believe in something other than themselves. So please don't be ashamed of the twinkle in your eyes, the things that make your heart sing. Don't be ashamed of those things. Those things are beautiful. Those are gifts. Do not allow anyone to take that spark from you. Spark like that twinkle in your eyes. So moments where your heart feels full, the knowingness that there's more out there, because you're not wrong. I want to make sure you know that you're not wrong. There is a light. You see it and you're walking towards it. You're doing these things. You've have left things behind to, for a better life, basically, and you're just hoping that your physical body can get you there. which is fair because, like that's how society has, I want to say influenced us, but I hate that. But yeah, it's the truth, like influenced us since we were little. Like this is how you achieve abundance, freedom, blah, blah, blah. You have to follow these steps, and that's how you should do it. That's how we should all do it, and we are all doing this, following these same steps. And then you follow these steps and you realize you don't have any of the things that you were promised, and now you're freaking pissed because it's like, I don't even like, maybe that whole like trifecta of like doctor, engineer, lawyer. I don't even like this job, and I'm stuck doing something that doesn't fulfill me, and I was told that it would, and I was told that I would have all these things, and now I don't have them. So definitely fair for you to believe that if you push your body long enough, that you can achieve that abundance. And their abundance is so much more than the physical. Abundance has a whole lot to do with the mental body, the emotional body, and the spiritual body. So it doesn't matter if you achieve, if you become a billionaire, you will risk it all to become a trillionaire and still not have the things that you crave, even though you have, the money to buy whatever you want, quote unquote, whatever you want, it being something that is cheap enough to be sold for money. Okay, pile number 3. I feel for you. I feel for you, and you're not alone. This is a collective reading, so there are other people who feel the way that you do and who are in the same stage that you are. The cool thing about this is that there's all I'm doing here is I'm not trying to expose you. I'm just trying to show you maybe what the next steps are in this journey, so that you don't have to feel like you're alone in this, because you're not. And if you want to connect with someone in the comments, please feel free to leave a comment. If you're in pile 3, if you guys can leave one of those stars, like the little twinkling stars on the comments, and maybe we can find a couple more people like us and connect with each other, and kind of like be each other's cheerleaders, and really show that there is more out there than just the spaces that we're living in. There's more magic out there to experience. All right. Pile number 3. How did you turn your scars into strength? Ooh. Spirit, please. How did pile number 3 turn their scars into strength? Spirit, how did pile number 3 turn their scars into strength? I'm getting the message of like someone like laying in a bed, and it kind of makes me want to cry, honestly. I'm feeling a little, I can kind of feel the pain, to be honest. It's not like physical pain, and I can see why it's so easy to avoid the physical pain, because it's like the emotional pain is so present. The awareness of it is like, it's a lot. So I'm sending you so much love, so a big hug, pile 3. You're not alone in this. You will get through this, and I really want you to know that you are so important. You are so valuable. And you deserve to be here. Okay, so what I'm getting is somebody laying like in a bed and honestly just almost trying to disassociate from the emotional pain that they feel. Um, I honestly feel like this is something that, like the message that I'm getting, it's a little different now. The message that I'm getting is that you know exactly what I'm talking about, but you are a little further ahead in your journey than what I was first talking about. Because I think that these moments in time in your life in which the emotion really takes over you and you try to disassociate from it, and it's like sadness is like, there you are, old friend kind of thing, like childhood home, like whatever space you spent most of your time like as a child and you would call that home kind of thing. That's kind of what it feels like what it feels like and what I'm seeing. Like when sadness comes around, it's like you're just so familiar with it that it's like, and there's just so much of it inside of your body that it sometimes it does feel like it could take over. So, but what I'm also seeing, which is super interesting, is that from your pain you create, and beautiful things, like things come to life. There is a soul to the things that you create from this space of pain, of hurt. You transform it into inspiration and magic and stars and beauty. And I can see so much why your head is up to the sky, even though let's say your feet have blisters in them, because you have transformed so many things into beautiful, magical things. And that is what drives you to keep going. But I don't want you to forget that your physical body is kind of like, you might be a message in a bottle sort of thing. And yes, the message is important and it's beautiful, but your body is that bottle that needs to be taken care of, so that you can make it, like, it's not like you're gonna make it either way, but it's like you don't need to take those hits to your body in order to get these things done. And so how you turn your scars into strength is that it's like a never ending process of creation of beauty and magic from the feelings that your heart feels so deeply. I think most people, um, when they have certain feelings, it's like they could be pretty like surface level feelings, but it's like yours is like deep, like the ocean deep. Like you're a sensitive person, and sensitive in like the best fucking way, honestly, because the sensitivities that you have allow you to understand things at a deeper level and create. On top of that, on top of understanding, you are creating from those moments, and it's beautiful things, inspiring things, things that come to life, literally come to life. They inspire others. You're like connected. I think it's interesting that I mentioned, like, I think it was in your pile that I mentioned being a light in the darkness, and sometimes that could feel pretty lonely. But I think like the way that you see it is that the night isn't scary and the dark's not scary. You almost feel, like I said, it's like a home. The darkness, once this you see all the stars and the moon, it's like that's where you feel at peace almost, I think. That's magic. Maybe you're pretty connected to the moon. I would look into that if you're connected to the moon. I'm seeing maybe the ocean as well. There might be some gifts for you there. Seeing like a lot of pearls. Maybe drawing. Maybe you're pretty good at drawing. Maybe that's how you convey these feelings. Using colors and I'm seeing blending, a lot of blending them together, making them shine. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe that resonates with somebody. But it seems like the nighttime, it's special to you. Maybe some of you guys are parents. I'm getting specifically creation of life, like through the womb. So if any of you guys are parents and created some life, it definitely blossomed. And I know there might be some people here who I'll put a trigger warning on this video, but might have had some miscarriages, and that it's almost like you wanted to sink into the bed sort of thing, but your baby loves you so much. Like, I'm just seeing like a big hug, like one of those warm, instead of like sinking into the bed, you're like sinking into the arms of like a warm, proper, beautiful hug. Like, I'm also seeing that you're pretty intuitive, so it looks like you get messages. It's almost like you might get messages, like you might hear something. Maybe you feel pretty connected to birds, or birds might be, or animals in general might be where you find some comfort in, and maybe even messages from the universe. I'm seeing that you have big plans, and maybe you have even achieved a pretty high level of physical success and abundance. And it's almost like this feeling of like not having enough is something that you have now turned into. There's like, it's almost like looking at it from the positive side of there is more to life than this, and you have seen it, and you are now, it's almost intertwined in the journey of finding that magic in the world. And the truth is that I'm laughing not because it's like funny, but it's like almost like of course kind of thing. But the magic is you. You are magical. You are transforming. You are like literally the creation of life itself is a magical thing. And that's what you do. Like, and you don't have to be a parent for that, or to have given birth to a baby or whatever to be magical, to create life. You breathe life into things, and that is something that not a lot of people can do if they're not connected to themselves, to their authentic to the authentic flow. So how you turn your scars, pile 3, it's amazing. Not a lot of people are like this. If most people are not like operating at the level that you are. Just want to go back to my notebook really quick. Just had to write something down, but I think sometimes the messages that you get, like, they might be confusing to you because you're kind of trying to read them at like on the like a 3D, pretty like material, this realm sort of understanding, but it's like you can't look at it with the eyes of your 3D self. Try looking at whatever it is that you're trying to figure out, whatever message you're confused with. Try closing your eyes and listening, not with your let's say like with your ears, but more like with your soul, with your heart. See if that changes the message, or if the message, and I'm not talking about this message specifically, I'm actually just talking about, it looks like you're confused on something, it looks like you're trying to figure something out. Whatever it is that you're stuck on, it seems like you already have the answer, but it's like it's not being misinterpreted. It's just you're not hearing it properly. It's like tuning a radio, and it's like when you kind of hear, like you're almost to the station that you want to be in, so you kind of hear the song, but there's so much static that you don't even know what song is playing. You just know you're getting close to that radio station pretty much. So you are not lost or forgotten. You are so fucking powerful. You have literally the King of Swords. And honestly, when I first pulled it, I was like, whoa, what's the Emperor doing here? What are you doing here, sir? Not like, oh, why would you come out at this reading? But I'm like, oh, hey, nice to see you. You are like, you are so plugged in, so connected, but I think where you're going to be shifting is you pretty much have conquered, like, let's say, communications styles and how to achieve success in the physical realm. And if you haven't, you're like pretty much on your way. You know the next steps on how to get there, and you're actively taking those steps, forgetting rest, but actively taking those steps to achieve the success, that the 3D realm success, the material abundant success, the pentacle success. You are well in your way, and you've used your communication. It's almost like merging the way that your heart speaks, the way that your mind understands things, and then turning them into kind of like I'm seeing like someone go through the jungle, and they're like slashing uh, whatever's in their way with like a machete pretty much, and like making their way, oh my god, the jungle's right here, making their way to whatever it is that they're trying to reach. I think those things that you're like cutting down and putting your effort into clearing your path, I think that path would be, you would literally just have to like take the steps without cutting anything, because it would open up for you once you take the iPad away from your like physical, mental, and emotional body, and allow that to like create from you, which I do think you have been doing. I do think you've been taking steps to do those things, and because this is something that you just, honestly, it's just like you just needed the knowledge of what like what body of mine am I not like paying attention to. And I feel like the moment you heard that, you were like, I know exactly what I need to do. I know what's next then. I know what like the next 5 years looks like for me now, because you are so like, you've been turning, all your scars have been turned into strength. Like it's almost like you're a person that believes that everything happens for a reason, and the universe proves that to you. And that's why you are looking at the clouds. And it's not like you know when people say like your head's in the clouds, and I actually said it earlier, your head's in the clouds. It's because there is so much magic around you in those clouds that you're like, why wouldn't I want to stay here? Why wouldn't I just be here? But it looks like you're transmuting a lot of like your experiences and a lot of like physical things and like grounding them into beautiful, magical things. That's pretty powerful. Pile number 3. You are pretty incredible. With the Two of Swords, honestly, what I'm getting is like when you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, you know exactly how to get out of it. You just know. You just know the steps you need to take. So maybe this was just confirmation for you and you knew what you needed to be doing. The work that you're doing, pile number 3, is definitely helping raise the vibration of Earth. So don't ever think that your work goes unnoticed, your growth goes unnoticed, because it doesn't go unnoticed. It's like almost like it's needed. It's needed. Very valuable stuff that you're doing. Very amazing, powerful, bad bitch shit you're doing. And bad bitch is gender neutral. All right. Let's get you some guidance. Let's get you some hugs from the universe. What does the universe want to say to pile number 3? Spirit, what does the universe, messages from the universe want to say to pile number 3? The truth is, you are more powerful and capable than you could ever imagine. Explore it. What were we just saying? You are so powerful. Oh my God, pile number 3. Feeling really thankful for you being here today. Thank you for letting me read for you. I really, oh my God. I really appreciate you being here. I want to get one more guidance card for you. Because I feel like, you know, with the other piles is like things that they have done and are like moving to something different, or things that they have gone through in the past. Yours seems like this is kind of, it's almost like your job. I don't want to say like you have to do it, because we have free will. You do not have to do anything. But it's almost like a calling for you. So I feel like this is work that you will continue to do. Not the pain or the suffering part of it, but I think you found comfort in the darkness to where you shine so fucking bright that it's like, yeah, it's my house. I know we don't have to shy away from hard emotions. We just have to try to understand what it is that they're trying to tell us. Where are we missing information? Where are we not catching on to what's making us sad? And I feel like you feel pretty comfortable in those spaces, and not a lot of people do. People shy away from those things. And they would have a whole lot to learn from you, because you seem to almost thrive in them. Okay. Spirit, can we get an oracle message, advice for pile number 3? Give some advice or closing messages for pile number 3, Spirit. Creativity. Ooh! Creation. Dude, that's, I mean, I want to, I kind of want to put like a sound in the background of like just slow claps. I feel pretty validated. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, I feel very validated, and I love that for me, and it feels really good, and I'm not going to shy away from celebrating myself, because that's fucking badass, dude. Like, that's fucking awesome. Thank you so much, Spirit, for really showing up for me and helping me give this message and then giving me the validation of being able to explain this. Okay. By the way, I do want to say, I know exactly, well, I wouldn't say exactly, right? Because we all have our own trials and tribulations, but the spaces, I also find a lot of comfort in the shadows, in the darkness. So I feel like some feelings you felt, I felt them too. So we're pretty connected in those shadows. So it's nice to see that there's other amazing, powerful people who are a fucking star in this, in the darkness sometimes. Okay. Our time traveling has taken us to Venice. It's at 1535, and we're currently in what the Venetian Senate has proudly dubbed the most beautiful and illustrious city which at present exists in the world. You and I, that's crazy. You and I can't help but agree. It's spectacular here. This Italian city, built on a series of islands connected by bridges, is vibrating with an almost mystical creative force. We can feel its energy tingle inside of our bodies. The whole city is alive with painters, sculptors, architects, musicians, ceramists, glass workers, woodworkers, lace makers, and more. We arrive in the time period called the Renaissance. Every direction you and I turn, we can see the effects of this time period in the architecture, art, literature, mathematics, music, philosophy, politics, religion, and science. The vibrant energy of this time inspires many people to question long-held beliefs about each of the arts. This creates an environment of curiosity and breakthroughs in which new ideas are constantly being introduced. That's something that you do, pal number 3. New ideas are constantly being introduced to you, and you're just like a baddie, like processing, transmuting energy, creating. Oh, it's powerful stuff, because some of this stuff is pretty heavy, and you're just fucking demolishing shit. Impressive. The time traveler's message is immense creativity and inspiration are expanding in your life. Listen and act on any spark of inspiration that you receive. Don't wait for a better time to follow through with an idea, even if it seems unconventional. Welcome fresh ways of viewing the world around you. Trust that your creative ventures will be successful. Creativity can arrive in many forms. There are the usual expressions of art, music, dance, poetry, and writing. But there are also other ways, such as novel ideas, new philosophies, and inventions, even dreams and visions about the past and the future. Creativity and inspiration are, in fact, receptivity in a way of being open to the Creator. One of the most profound ways to activate creativity is to be receptive. This card suggests that you take time to be still and be open to divine inspiration. Listen and act. Let your creative juices flow. That is beautiful. Oh my God. Okay. Thank you so much, pal number 3. This was beautiful, amazing. I am sending you so much love. A big hug. If this reading resonated with you, please like. And if you could leave me a comment, that would be great. It really does help my channel so I can make more videos. If you want to subscribe, that would be amazing. I would love to have you again for another reading, maybe something more fun, or maybe we can dive even deeper. I hope that you can feel how much love there is for you here in this space that we're in right now, whenever it is that you're watching. So I'm sending you so much love. Hope you have a good rest of your week. Yeah, and hopefully I see you again soon. Bye, pile 3.